There it is. Everything's working swimmingly for the very first time. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the Lunds B Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew, coming to you live this morning on the Book of Faces and the Tubes of You and the Talks of Tick. Anywhere fine entertainment can be found, you will find me there. It is a Sunday, and every Sunday we find a way to celebrate the week. We come on here, we have a little fun, we have a couple of laughs, and that's how we start our Sunday. I did not. Oh, let me go over here. Just bear with me. Where is it? Remind me later. I can't do Windows 10, dude. Or can't do Windows 11. I'm so angry. Oh, OBS just closed on me. Did it? No, it didn't. Let's try to focus. Good morning, everybody. It's me. All right, there's a ghetto clapboard, and then we'll go from there. Ready? Take two. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from the Lunds B Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew, coming to you live this Sunday morning for the Supplemental. That's right. We, in addition, an add-on, an addendum to your regularly scheduled Lunds B Show, we do this thing called the Supplemental. And every Sunday morning we come to you. We do this at 10:30. What do? We tell you about your national days of the week. Give you a reason to celebrate every day. We tell you about your community service event, which I have failed miserably at repeatedly. We'll get that straight when the time comes. And then we do a little history quiz, a little trivia. We have some fun. That's what's in store. Let's get it started with your national days of the week. Starting tomorrow, the 14th of April, it's National... I should have looked at my notes first. It's... All right, do that again. Starting tomorrow on the 14th of April, it's National Ex-Spouse Day. Or as I call it, every day. If you got yourself an ex, celebrate that. Celebrate the fact that that person is no longer making you miserable. And it goes either way. You don't take my word for it. I'm sure in her story, I'm the bad guy. And in my story, she's the bad guy. So I got that main character energy. And I'm telling you, if you have an ex, celebrate that. Because you made a decision. You made a choice, hopefully you made the choice, to better yourself, to get out of a bad situation. You should celebrate having an ex every day. And not too much. And it becomes weird. It's kind of like, maybe the opposite. Maybe you really do want your ex back. No, you don't want the ex back. There's a comedian that once said, remarrying your ex is like going into a refrigerator and getting a glass of milk. And that milk is old and horrible and curled and sour and tasteless. So you put that milk back in the fridge, and then 2 weeks later you take it out and try it again. That's what marrying your ex is like. I don't know who said that, but it's very perfect. It's the 14th of April. It's National Ex-Spouse Day. On the 15th of April, it's National That Sucks Day. I don't know if that's a floating day. Like on the third Monday of April or the Monday before tax day. I don't know if that day floats. It's just super convenient. No, that's on a Tuesday, actually. National That Sucks Day is on a Tuesday, so I doubt it floats around. What are some things that you think sucks? Ex-wives? Yeah, or vacuums, or anything that sucks. It's National That Sucks Day. On the 16th of April, it's National Banana Day. You know, you need that potassium, and I don't know of any other way to get potassium naturally except through bananas. Taxes and birthdays, Robert. Taxes and birthdays. I'm just going to wish you a happy birthday right now. Just going to do it so I get it out of the way so I don't have to have mom call me up later. I was first. All right, back on schedule. On the 16th of April, it's National Banana Day. Now, I don't know how else to get your potassium naturally other than through bananas. And if you ever find yourself in the Portuguese Azores or the Canary Islands, you know, they've got the blue bananas. Blue bananas. Yeah, they're real. It's a real thing. Check it out. It's like a banana agave. And they're tasty and they're expensive and you can't import them because tariffs. That's the 16th of April. National Banana Day. On on the 17th of April, ooh-wee, time for that go crawfish, the mud bugs, the land lobsters. It's National Crawfish, Crayfish, Mud Bug, Land Lobsters. What are some other names you call those little things that grow in the mud? Crayfish, crawfish, crawdads. Crawdads, that's another one. I love them. They are delightful and delicious. There used to be a restaurant named Shoney's, which was an all-you-can-eat place, and they would have crawfish on Friday nights. And I would eat the crawfish. Now you can only get them like frozen in the frozen food section, and then you got to prepare them, and I'm sure I would screw that up, and then you got to eat them. Eating them is the chore. You burn more calories tearing them little buggers apart. That's not true. Well, wouldn't it be cool if that was true, that you burned more calories eating something? Celery, negative calories. If you eat a bunch of celery, you lose a bunch of weight. Not true. Unless you're only eating celery, and then the reason you're only eating celery is because of a massive calorie reduction. Anyway, it's the 17th of April. It's National Crawfish Day. Yeah, Shoney's was the bomb. That's why Rick Sanchez, that's his happy place. Shoney's. All right. This is going to be a fun one. Give me a second. On the 18th of April, it's National Adult Autism Awareness Day. Now, I realize autism and retardation are not necessarily the same. We kind of think that if someone has autism, they're retarded, but then there are people who are truly retarded, and a lot of them do not have lower IQ. They're just stupid. Most of my friends are that way. Me, I am also of the retarded nature. In the state of Pennsylvania, you cannot gamble in a casino if you're intoxicated. They won't let you gamble in a casino if you're intoxicated. But if you are mentally retarded, you're allowed to gamble. So like you're drunk all the time, but you're allowed to gamble. And I mean like clearly, the bowl cut, underwear on the outside of the pajamas that they're wearing outside, just clearly not. And then they allow you to bring in people, severely handicapped people. You can roll them in and sit them next to your machine while you gamble. You can't leave your pet in the car. You can't leave your kids in the car, but you can bring your severely handicapped child to sit next to you while you push a button all day. It's a strange state we live in. It is the 18th of April, National Adult Autism Awareness Day. Yes, you are retarded and adopted. Your mom gets upset when we say that. On the 19th of April, it's National, gentlemen, Husband Appreciation Day. That's right. You're a good man. You do the good things. You're a good husband. And you deserve to be appreciated. Ladies, if you're not appreciating your husband on a regular basis, well, on the 19th of April, you need to make it a point to appreciate your husband. And I'm thinking of certain wives out there. You know who you are. You need to appreciate your man. He sacrifices for you. He loves you. He put ups with you. He deals with you. And he deserves to be appreciated. And the day to do that, once a year apparently, is the 19th of April, National Husband Appreciation Day. On the 20th, I need to look first. I'm glad I looked because I would have forgotten that. On the 20th of April, it's National Lima Bean Respect Day. I didn't know the lima beans were having an issue with not being respected. You better put some respect on that lima bean, son. I didn't know it need. I get it, a lima bean day or lima bean, lima. So you got the lima and the lima, Lima. How do you pronounce it? Once upon a time, I'm doing a show in Jackson, Tennessee, and near Jackson, Tennessee, is a place called, it's a place spelled Milan. That's the name of it. Now, I lived in Italy, and when I read that name, I see Milan. And this town in Tennessee is the most incestuous town in America. The most incestuous town in America. And I wanted to make fun of them at the South Street Comedy Club while I was there in Jackson, Tennessee. And I said something along the lines of, so, anybody here from Milan? And angrily, many of these inbred mother truckers stood up and said, it's pronounced Milan. So is it Lima or is it Lima? Either way, the 20th of April is Lima Bean Respect Day. And that has been your National Days of the Week. That's why I'm part of the problem. What are you talking about? I am not part of the problem. I am the what does Walt Clark say? I am the danger. You're seeing something on there on the screen because I want to get this thing right. This is your community service note. It's either community service or comedy service, and I want to tell you what's going on. So I want you to put this on your calendar, and I want you to take your ex-wife, take your spouse, take your husband, whatever reason you have, on the 24th of April. I want you to go out to the Texas Roadhouse. They're located at 1101. Is that 1101? Yeah, Lower Allen Drive, right across the street from the Capital City Mall. Go to the Texas Roadhouse. And from 3 to 10 p.m., everything that's ordered there, 10% of that will go to support the East Pennsboro Fire Police. Now, the East Pennsboro Fire Police are made up of a bunch of volunteers, but they do need money to do things. So do that. Go there between 3 and 10 on the 24th. Make your reservations now. Go out. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go support them. I think you may have to tell them that you're there. Let's see. Donate 10%. By presenting this flyer for the Camp Hill location of Texas Roadhouse, they will donate 10% of all of the food purchases to the East Pennsboro Fire Police. So that is between 3 and 10 on April the 24th at Texas Roadhouse. Go there, get some of them delicious rolls and that sweet honey butter, and buy some stuff. And 10% of whatever you get, make sure they know that you're there to support the East Pennsboro Fire Police. I'm pretty sure you could just show them on your phone. And 10% of whatever you buy goes towards them. That's that. Well, let's get back over here. I got Lima or Lima. Stop being part of the problem. You better put some respect on that. I have Amish child sale. Amish children for sale. Got to get you some Amish children. That is your community service note. Texas Roadhouse, 24th between 3 and 10. And now, for the fan favorite portion of the show, it's time for This Week in History. Trivia style. Oh man, I haven't even been using the mic. Do I sound better now? I don't have any feedback. It's not like any of you are talking to me, and I don't have Chick Brew on the line, so I don't have the headphones on, and I forgot that the microphone was not close. It's close now, and just in time for This Week in History, Trivia Style. Here we go. 7 questions. Our goal is always to get 7 correct. That's the goal. So have your fingers at the ready. Here we go with this week's questions. Question number 1. On April 7th, 1994, a tragic event began in Rwanda. What was it? What tragic event began on April the 7th, 1994 in Rwanda? Well, for those of you not up on your African history, here are your options. It starts with the start of the Rwanda genocide. That's option A. Option B, the assassination of the Rwandan president. C, a military coup. Or D, the signing of a peace agreement. Well, a peace agreement wouldn't be a tragic event. And an assassination wouldn't be the beginning. So I have instantly, even though I know the answer, I have narrowed it down to one of 2 things. It was either the beginning of a military coup, or it was the beginning of the Rwanda genocide. And over 1 million people died in the genocide. Robert's going with the military coup. The Great Coconut Tariff is what Roger's going with. That's hilarious. I know it to be the beginning of the Rwanda genocide. The Tutus and the Houthis were going back. Mr. Taney pops in with genocide. Roger pops in with coup. So we're split. We'll find out who's correct. I'm going with genocide because I'm pretty sure I remember all of that happening. Maybe April 7th. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's the Rwanda genocide. Question number 2. What U.S. president signed the Civil Rights Act of 1968 into law on April 11th, 1968? So, who signed the Civil Rights Act of 1968? Now, if you know your presidents, you know who was president in 1968. This shouldn't be a difficult one for any of us, because I know my audience, and with the exception of Robert the Younger, most of us were alive. No. I don't think any of us. Anyway, here are your options. Mr. Taney does not know his presidents because this is 1968. And Mr. Kennedy couldn't have signed in 1968, but he is the first option. Was it John F. Kennedy? Was it Lyndon Baines Johnson, Richard Milhouse Nixon, or Gerald Ford? It's 1968. Who is the president of the United States? Is it Kennedy? Is it Johnson? Is it Nixon? Or is it Ford? I believe the answer to be the most racist of them all, Lyndon Baines Johnson. Yes, very racist. But Democrats love him because he's a Democrat. Robert's going with Johnson. Roger's going with Johnson. Taney is going to change his mind, even though, Taney's going with Nixon. I am surprised. I thought you would be smarter than that. All right, we'll find out. Maybe he is smarter than all of us, and maybe he gets it right. Question number 3. It's April 9th, 1865. What Confederate general surrendered to Union forces, effectively ending the American Civil War? Extra points if you know where he surrendered. Hey, LBJ, how many kids you killed today? Back to the question. April 9th, 1865. What Confederate general surrendered to Union forces, effectively ending the American Civil War? Here are your options. Was it Robert E. Lee? Was it Stonewall Jackson? Was it Jeb Stuart? J-E-B Stuart? Or was it James Longstreet? Now, Mr. Taney's popped in with General Robert E. Lee, and for extra points, he put down Appomattox. Is he correct? What are your guesses? What general on April the 9th, 1865, surrendered to the Union forces, ending the American Civil War? Roger pops in with Lee. Taney's in with Lee. I'm looking up there at the TikToks people. None of them are answering. Good, because you're not the primary audience for the show. Robert E. Lee, and he wants to say Mount Pleasant for extra points. Mount Pleasant is not correct. Mr. Taney nailed this one. Well, I mean, when you live right up the road from Gettysburg, these are things you should know. So it was Robert E. Lee who effectively ended the American Civil War, and it was completed at Appomattox. Those are my answers. Question number 4. What golfer became the youngest to win the Masters tournament on April 13th, 1997? What golfer became the youngest person to win the Masters on April 13th, 1997? I would give you your options. But you should know who this is. Mr. Taney pops in with Tigger. Wouldn't that have been better? Wouldn't that have been better if his parents would have named him Tigger instead of Tiger? I got 2 Tigers. Here are your options. Is it Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, Jack Nicklaus, or Rory McIlroy? A hint. The person who was the youngest to win the Masters in 1997 is Blasian. I remember being on the road. I was with my daughters when the story broke about him being in a car accident. And initially the story said that his wife tried to get him out of the car with a golf club. And I told my 2 daughters at the time, I was like, that is not what happened. Tiger or Tigger, he got caught. Everybody is in agreement. It's Tiger. I agree with you. It is Tiger Woods. Question number 5. April 9th, 1967. What aircraft had its inaugural flight, marking a significant milestone in aviation history? April 9th, 1967. What aircraft had its inaugural flight, making a significant milestone in aviation history? Was it the Boeing 737? Was it the Airbus A320? TWA. Was it the Concorde, or was it the McDonnell Douglas DC-10? Those are your options. Which one, April 9th, 1967, had its inaugural flight, making a significant milestone in aviation history? Now, I know it's not the Airbus A320, and I know it's not the Boeing 737. So it is down in my brain. I agree with Mr. Taney. It's either the Concorde or the McDonnell Douglas DC-10. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10 in 1967 was Roger pops in with Concorde. The McDonnell Douglas DC-10 was a significant milestone in aviation history as the first jet passenger carrier that could hold X amount of people. It was a big deal and remained in service for a very long time. And then they started falling out of the sky and no one wanted to be on a DC-10 anymore. But I think 1967 is also right around the time frame of the Concorde, which was the fastest way to get from England to JFK. That's the only two places. I think when it went to Paris, they didn't have a lot of stops on the Concorde. It just got you across the ocean fast at twice the speed of sound. I believe it's the Concorde. Everyone else seems to agree it's the Concorde. We'll find out soon if we were correct. What U.S. president first articulated the domino theory regarding the spread of communism on April 7th, 1954? Again, if you know your presidents, you know who was president in 1954. So, what U.S. president first articulated the domino theory regarding the spread of communism on April 7th, 1954? Was it Harry S. Truman? Was it Dwight David Eisenhower? Was it John Fitzgerald Kennedy? Or was it Lyndon Baines Johnson? So they didn't necessarily need to be the president when they said this in 1954. They could have later become the president. So that could be a stumper for you right there. But if you were just going to go with who was president in 1954, I think it's Mr. Taney is correct. I think Robert is correct. I think I would also be correct in Dwight David Eisenhower. I like Ike. So, waiting on Roger's answer before we move on to the final question of the day. Roger goes with Eisenhower also. So we're all in agreement. Today was Eisenhower. The final question. Good one. April 13th, 1861. What event marked the beginning of the American Civil War? So we know how it ended. It ended at Appomattox when General Lee surrendered. Also has a farm in... Yes, that's right. Eisenhower does have a farm in Gettysburg. You could see it from the battlefield. That is a man who's been to Gettysburg more than once. Come on down to... Get in the RV, Roger. Come on down to Gettysburg and we'll do a tour. It's April 13th, 1861. It's the beginning of the American Civil War. The War of Northern Aggression, I believe the old Saturday morning cartoon used to say. We know how it ended. How did it start? Did it start early in the morning with the attack on Fort Sumter? Was it the Battle of Gettysburg? Was it the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation? Or was it the assassination of Abraham Lincoln? Now, you don't have to be a history scholar to know what the correct answer here is. You just have to know some things. You have to watch movies with Denzel. Glory, right? I think that was the one. I know the answer. Do you know the answer? Here, again, are your options of what event started the American Civil War. Was it the attack on Fort Sumter, the Battle of Gettysburg, the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, or the assassination of Abraham Lincoln? Those are your options. I can tell you it was not the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. Not like World War I, which was started because of the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, which is a crazy story in and of itself. The movie was Glory, and Robert says it was Fort Sumter. It was not the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation, which was also in Gettysburg. He wasn't Fort Sumter. Roger goes with President Lincoln, there to dedicate the ceremony of the cemetery in Gettysburg, asked to speak. He was not this featured speaker in Gettysburg. And in 2 minutes, he changed the world. The first guy, the headliner, he bloviated for like an hour. And Lincoln followed up with a 2-minute speech that has never been forgotten. So it wasn't the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. It wasn't the assassination. I got Sumter. It wasn't the Battle of Gettysburg. It was most definitely the attack in Charleston Harbor on Fort Sumter. Now, let's find out how we did together. Question number 1 was the beginning of the Rwanda genocide. Question number 2 was Lyndon Baines Johnson, because Kennedy was dead, James. Robert E. Lee did the surrender. Tigger Woods was the youngest. The Boeing 737. I have no idea why, but we all got that wrong. Dwight David Eisenhower and the attack on Fort Sumter. So, none of us went 7 for 7. And I don't think many, I don't know. You know how you did. Start everything over. No, we started 10:30. If you show up at 11 o'clock, you have to watch the reruns. Sorry, Daryl. Ladies and gentlemen, that's everything. We've done your National Days of the Week. We've done your community service note, and we've done a little 5 for Robert, and we did a little history. We did a little fun. It's a great way to start your Sunday. Oh, wait, I think I said it better with it's a fun way to start your Sunday. I appreciate you, and new episode of the Lunsby Show will be taped this evening. Should be out later in the week. But if you're bored, there's plenty in the repository. You can go back and listen to episodes from years gone by. It's the same old stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you're a great